You are listening to Indie Radio, where we do content the indie way.
Four minutes left. Three minutes left. 2 minutes. One minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 9,
Hello, and welcome to an all new episode of Art Beat. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm joined by my new, brand spanking new co host, Renee. I used to do this show totally by myself, but now I have my co host, Renee. And Renee, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me.
Yeah.
I grew up in Washington, D.C. I'm an artist, writer, editor. Um, I love art. I love seeing how art can tell a story, and it's all different. Like you, even if I'm looking at it the same, somebody else can be looking at the same piece, and we get a different story from it. So I love how you can create different conversations from that. But in my free time when I'm not writing or editing or creating art, then I play tennis. I have a twin sister, and we play together. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this journey
Thank
where
you for
we'll
having
be,
me.
thank you. We will be interviewing many African American artists uh, and just learning more about them and what makes them tick. And today we are blessed because we're joined by a magnificent artist, Cepeda Brunson. How you doing, Cepeda? Uh-oh, Cepeda, are you with us? All right. First episode, technical difficulties, but
All right.
it's all good. Let me see what's going on here with Cepeda. Uh, all right. So we're while we're waiting for Cepeda to get figured out, I guess we'll talk amongst ourselves.
Okay.
Um, so, how old were you when you first started painting or doing anything artistic, Renee?
I was probably maybe 7 or 8. My dad used to draw cartoon characters, and so I used to ask him to show me how to draw. That's really when I started, and then I didn't really pick it back up probably until I was maybe in my 20s. So I would draw here and there, but kind of more just scribbling, or if I was bored and needed something to do, or while I'm watching TV, I would just draw whatever. But when I got maybe my late 20s, that's when I started focusing more on art, and I figured out different ways to turn different types of, I guess, medium into art and see what I could use. I try to use like everyday supplies or materials to see what I can do with them to create something artistic.
Okay. What are some of the mediums that you use to create your artwork?
If it's paint, acrylics, watercolor, sometimes I mix, like I do hot glue, and that'll be like the border or the of the a silhouette. Say if I do a African American woman or black woman, then I may outline it in hot glue, and then I'll mix acrylic paint with a pouring medium, and then I'll just pour different colors together to make a cool design. And I don't like those type of paintings. I don't really have anything in mind other than the frame of what I want the picture to be. But how I mix the colors, I just do it like as I'm going, because I don't want to be stuck to these are the colors that I chose to put together, and I'm going to do it this way. I'd rather just see what happens when I start pouring. So,
Mm.
yeah, but other ones I've done, I mean, I do all different types. The majority of what I do now is black art. So it could be anything, but I do, animals. Like my nephews love that I am an artist. So they always ask me to draw or paint something for them or with
Oh, okay.
them. And then outside of that, I, design jewelry and other accessories, but I try to just find different materials and see what I can create. And I love that it's relaxing, and I didn't realize it would be as relaxing as it is, but I just, let it happen as it does. So, yeah, I love it.
All right, I love it. Yeah. Are you a big fan of art? Going to museums and galleries and such?
Yes, I love, like, that's one of my favorite things to do. That's one thing that I guess I miss, especially because of COVID, that you can't just, I guess, I don't know, I guess now that everything is starting to open back up, you probably can. But, over the last year, couldn't really do that. But I like just going into a museum or a gallery, or if somebody has an art show that I know, because I know several artists in my area, anyways, and I can at least go to a show to see them and support them, but also just see different artists. And I like seeing local artists because we don't always get the opportunities for a lot of people to see us at times. So I like when, I can just go support different artists.
Okay. Um, well, just to let people know, we are interviewing artist Cepeda Brunson. He's having some technical difficulties. We thought we had hammered it out right before the show had started, so don't worry, we're working it out. So as we are waiting for our guests to come back, um, some of the things that I plan on doing with
Mhm.
this show is I really wanted to uh, go outside of my group of artists that I know personally. Like in
Mhm.
the first several seasons, that was the main focus, and we've done some artists that I wasn't necessarily people that I knew personally, but
Mhm.
planning on doing a lot more this year. But then also we're going to interview a lot of people, a lot of fantastic artists that I know as well. So that's going to be the same. So we have some, pretty cool guests coming out in the future.
Mhm.
And at some point, my goal is to have this program live with a studio audience. So
Okay.
that is the goal. So it looks like we have our guest back. Cepeda, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you? How's the
That's a
audio now?
All right, cool. Everything's perfect.
Everything's perfect. Okay, cool, cool. I can relax. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay.
No
Audio
problem,
was
my
kind of
brother.
messed up. We get the situated. You know how black people do. You know how we do.
What's up? That's what's up. So, can you kind of give us a little background on yourself?
Well, I was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, 36 years old in 1984. Um, I always knew how to paint or draw when I was a young kid, but I really didn't pick it up until 2012. That's really when I took it serious. So I would say I'm coming up on my 10 years.
Mm,
So I still
Okay.
consider myself an upcoming professional artist. You know what I mean? Like my skill level, I think, is on a professional level, but I'm still learning the business side. You know what I'm saying, of this field. So yeah, I still feel like I'm an upcoming artist.
Mhm.
I do. Yeah.
mm. Well, that's one thing we definitely want to talk about this season on on the program is, uh, you know, just from the creative side, that's one aspect of what you guys do. But then you have to have your business hat too.
Oh yeah,
And
you gotta put that business hat on, man, to make it work. I mean, if you want to do the creative side, you have to get this business side on point. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning too. I'm learning as I go. But when I first started back in 2012, like my business was not on point. I was just creating. You know what I mean? And
right.
it was a learning experience though. It was a learning
In my experience, it seems like the greater the artist, the worse business person they are. you know,
experience. Let me tell you, let me tell you. I told you I'm still learning, man. I told you I'm
right,
still learning.
right.
If
I
I
mean,
had if I
I've
had the
noticed
business
that.
on point, if I had the business on point in the beginning, I probably would have been further along. But I like the process. You know what I mean? I like the
Right.
journey. I look back and see like, okay, my prices were this back in
Mm,
2012, and now they're here. You know what I
mhm.
mean? But the way they were in the beginning, that helped me gain collectors and it helped me get out there because my prices was kind of low. You know what I mean? So, but
Right.
Is it
I got
hard for you? Oh, sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Is it hard for you to part with some of the pieces that you create? on the business
No,
side?
no,
No?
I get rid of it. If somebody want, I get rid of it
Oh wow,
because
okay.
yeah, I'm not attached to none of my work. If you want it, take
Oh wow, that's I don't know. For me that's rare because I know for me there's some paintings that I've done. I'm like, oh, I don't want to give this away. Or I've heard other artists say that. But
it. Get
I've
rid
heard
of it
some artists say what you said, but a lot of times I ask and that's what they say is hard for them to let it go, I guess.
because one thing, artists, I guess we kind of special people, so everybody can't
Mm,
create artwork.
mm,
So if
mm-hmm,
somebody likes your artwork and they want it, like give it to them because they can't do it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
mm.
That's how I look at it. So it's not
Okay.
for me, it's for everybody else.
For
Like
everybody
that's
else,
what
yeah.
our work is. That's what we're supposed to do anyway. Create work
Mm-hmm.
for everybody else. You know, because we see things different. We already see it, but we're trying to get
Right.
other people to see it. You know?
Right. No,
Mm,
yeah. I mean, I've experienced my dealings with a lot of artists, and it's usually either or. It's either they love everything and they don't want to let nothing go, or they have your attitude, which is if
if
hey,
you
it's on
want
for
it.
sale.
Mhm.
If you
And
want to get rid of it, I might give you a deal. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Right.
yeah. So let's talk about uh let's talk about how would you classify your work, the genre of art, as well as the subject matter and stuff like that.
You talk okay. I do mostly portraits right now. Um, some of my pieces, like when I get time to like really create, um, it's more on the rebel political side. You know, pro black ish. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hmm.
I can kind of get, I can kind of do things. I think I can step outside of the box more than other artists feel like they can. You know what I'm saying? But I want other artists to um, jump out the box and just do things that people might not like or will make them feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm good at that. I'm good at making people feel uncomfortable. If you look at some of my older work, I think I don't know if I can pull it. See, I don't know how to use the StreamYard, but I did a painting called the American Freedom Fighter, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
That painting went viral, but it was a guy in all black. He was slitting a cop's throat, and that was during the time when who was it? It was one of the okay, yeah, okay, you already got it. You was ready, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you was ready.
He
So
did his
yeah,
research.
that was the painting that I did to kind of put me on the map, I should say.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, but that type of work, you know, people were inboxing me, messaging me,
Mhm.
you know, some around the world, all people around the world from China, you know, different parts of Africa, everywhere. Some people were saying that I was like the Tupac of the arts. You know what I mean? I like
Mm.
to brag. I like to brag about that a little bit. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Ain't nobody else gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else
Right.
gonna brag with me. So,
I love it. And it was funny. I was gonna save that aspect of our interview for later, but since you brought it up,
Mhm.
um, it went viral, but then it also caused you not good intention too. So
yeah,
yeah, you had some people knocking on your door, right?
yeah. It got a little serious. Um,
Mhm.
I get a little anxiety when I talk about this story on the low.
Mhm.
Like,
Hmm.
yeah, just one day, I was sitting at my desk working on another painting, actually, and I heard a knock at the door. But I thought it
Mhm.
was my next door neighbor. You know, it was my next door neighbor was working on the house next door, and he used my hose, my water hose. So I thought he might need it again. So I just go to the door. I'm walking towards the door, and my curtain in my bonus room was slightly cracked. And
Mm.
through that crack of that window, I can see black pants and handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? Just through that little
Oh
crack of the
wow.
window, it was probably about 3 inches wide, and I seen handcuffs and black pants, and I knew what it was. You know what I mean? I knew what it was, and I was already getting messages on Facebook and Instagram, so I
Mhm.
kind of put two and two together. And plus, the door knocks got harder, so I was like, "Oh shit, it's real." So I kind of got down on the ground, You know what I'm saying? I'm crawling on the floor. You know what I'm saying? They knocking on our windows and my back patio door. It got kind of serious. You know what I mean? So I definitely wasn't about to open that door because I already know. I kind of felt like what they was gonna do. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I kind of felt like what they was gonna. So I just stayed in the crib. Yeah, for like a week. For like a week, for real. Dog. But my next door neighbor, I waited a few hours before I came outside. And my
Mm.
next door neighbor, he was like, "Yo, what did you do?" He was a cool white dude too, cool white dude. And he was like, "Yo, what did you do?" And I showed him the picture, and he was like, "Oh shit." And he was like, "Man, whoever,
Wow.
whatever happened," he was like, "Those guys, they wasn't in uniform, but they had like badges and guns and shit. You know what I mean? It was like five of them. He said about five of
Wow. So when you created this one, did you create it as soon as something happened, or like what's your process when you create a piece like that, something that's kind of, I guess, controversial? Do you create it as soon as an incident happens, or there's a process of a different type of process to it?
them. All right, that painting was, I'm gonna say it was more like a vision,
Hmm.
but knowing what was going on in the country, it kind of made me get in that zone to create something like that. Because I usually don't create stuff like that. If you look at my
Okay.
past work, I've never done anything like that. Probably never done anything that had blood in it or anything. And it was actually done before, I think it was Philando Castile was killed.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
it was on July 4th. So it was before something happened, I think. Well, a current event happened at the time.
Hmm.
And 2 days later, Philando Castile got killed. You know what I mean? So it was like everything. They were trying to tie everything together with
Hmm.
the guy in Texas who killed the cops down there. Um, it was a bunch of like black extremist talk going on. You know what I mean? They were trying to say I was part of some type of terrorist organization.
The black identity extremist thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
black
Oh
identity
wow.
extremists. Yeah, yeah. They was trying. That talk was like real big in the media, and they was trying to tie me into it. I'm like, yo, I just paint. I'm just an artist. You know what I mean? That was just something that
Right.
I just created, and people, it brought
Mm.
awareness to something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's interesting how, you know, black people actually getting murdered by the police. They have all kind of deflection for that. But if
Hmm.
an artist who uses their artistic expression to talk about that issue, that is more dangerous than the actual black people that are being
Right.
killed by the cops. It makes zero sense at all.
It don't make no sense, man. We can see our own people kill each other on social media. There's
Hmm.
videos. We see them all the time. Fights, you know what I'm saying, killing each other, and nobody takes it down. Nobody says anything. Nobody reports it. You know, it just keep getting shared over and over and over. But they don't want to see their kind or cops in that type of position.
Right.
But if you really think about it, I've thought about it over the years, and I understand why. I do understand why. Because we do need cops. You know what I mean? We
Hmm.
gotta think about like the older ladies who can't protect themselves in the neighborhoods from not only white people and white cops, but our own people. You know what I mean? So cops are needed. You know what I'm saying? But the way the cops we have nowadays, like they wilding. You know what I mean? It's a different type of cops, but we do need some type of protection, public protection for people who
Right.
can't protect themselves. You know what I
We
mean?
need
So
we need cops, but we don't need white supremacists with badges.
yeah, we don't. We don't.
Right.
And 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 honestly, I don't even refer to the cops that murder black people as cops or police. They're white supremacists that have badges.
Hmm.
Because if they're real true police, they're not gonna murder innocent people,
Right.
with impunity. And it's real interesting because when you talk about people who served in the military,
Hmm.
they'll tell you that the rules of engagement overseas is
Hmm.
very different.
Yeah, you have to be
Right.
fired upon on first
Yes.
before you can shoot anyone. You know what I mean? That is crazy.
Right.
But here in the
Yeah.
United States, as a civilian, you know what I mean? You don't even have to have a gun in your hand to get
It
fired.
doesn't.
You
Yeah.
know what I
You
mean?
just have to look like us.
Just look like
Right.
you about to do something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. You'll be in trouble. You'll be in real trouble if you just murder uh
Right.
on someone else's soil, especially,
Hmm.
and but it's interesting, how so it's that's why the whole notion that they can't do anything or whatever is bogus, because we know that it can be enforced. So
Right.
especially there on foreign soil, you know.
Right.
So, but I digress. Here's another piece that I love this piece right
Oh
here.
wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
This
That's
is.
the go ahead, go ahead.
Mm.
Can you tell us the name and also your intent behind this? This is such a beautiful piece.
Wow.
That's the Facebook Live crucifixion,
Mm,
and considering like the videos that we see on social media all the time of the cops shooting us, and everybody has
Hmm.
a phone out recording it on live. You know what I mean? So it's basically the same thing. And I was kind of thinking like, what if this was going on back then? You know what I mean?
Wow.
What if this was going on back then? It's just different times. Now we have cell phones. You know what I mean? It's just a little different. It's just a little different, but I think the same thing is like keep going on and on, over and over and over. But yeah, Jesus, I think he was probably a black man.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just doing what Jesus do in the Bible, and yeah, white supremacists out there wanted to kill him and hang him. Same thing is
right.
going on with black men. Just driving with the right to carry firearms,
Right.
you still get killed for it. So it's like you can't win here in America. You can't win as a black man.
Mm,
It's so
certainly.
it's hard. It's hard for a black man in America.
I, I just love. I mean, I love how uh, the imagery in it with the American flag and the cell phones and you know it
Yeah.
kind of feels like how there's a fight that happens and they go World Star and then
Everybody. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what people do. That's what
mm,
people do. Like we see ourselves fighting in the street and everybody pulling out a cell phone.
Hmm.
Everybody pulling out their phones to record it. And then somebody dies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody really dies on live. That's why it's the Facebook Live crucifixion. Because
Mm.
now we doing it on live. Black people are getting crucified on live by our own people or by the police.
Or anybody.
Anybody.
Well, it's sad that we have it on video or live or whatever, and that still doesn't help. It's like you would think that it's like easy because you have it right there. Everybody sees it at the same time, but you still have to fight and hope for the best, whatever the best means.
Mm.
no. So let's talk about where your ideas come from. Um, you said one came in a dream. I imagine when you see things in media and whatnot. Where are some of the other ways that you come about your subject matter?
Other than that, I like to paint things that I like as far as like I like women. I like the woman's figure, black
Oh
woman.
yeah.
So I'm either painting women in real life or on canvas.
Hmm.
Women's faces, portraits. That's like my thing. Unless I'm trying to make somebody mad or just feel like I want to start something, then I can kind of, you know, I feel like I can do that. But I had to give to, get the word going about a subject.
Hmm. Yeah, that's uh I mean, I'm a big fan of the female form myself. So, you know, um,
Yeah, I'm in the body painting. Like I got a YouTube channel I'm kicking off, and
Okay.
okay.
I'm doing some body painting on there. You can check it out. It's Paintings with Painter on YouTube. Yeah, check that out. And also check out my Instagram. I got body painting photo shoots on there, and that's what
Okay.
I'm
Let's.
leaning towards nowadays.
I'll
Body
I'll
painting.
pull it up while we're talking.
So do you do the body paintings like for a certain event, or is there like somebody just wants it done, or is there something special that you do it for?
All of the above.
Okay.
Photo shoots, events. Um, I got my own thing now where I'm creating videos, almost
Mhm.
like music videos. So that's what I'm doing now. I got some good content that I got storage. And I'm just gonna kick it off all at one time. I think that's real important too as artists.
Mhm.
Try not to, when you create something, put it out. Try to hold like 10 pieces. Try to hold like 10 pieces of content that you can
Aw.
drop it one time. You know what I mean? Or one day, 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Just drop it, drop it, drop it. Almost like a mixtape or an album. And that's what I'm leaning towards now. Trying to do it like the rappers do it. You know what I'm saying? When they drop a piece of work, it's not just one painting, it's a whole series. You know what I mean? It's a whole series of work. So that's what I'm leaning towards too. Because we don't really have like a blueprint as artists. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's almost like as artists, you wait on somebody to see your work and
Right.
they show somebody else, and then, oh, all of a sudden you famous or you get exposure. You know what I mean? Like now, I think the blueprint would be do it like the rappers do it. You know what I mean? Like create a bulk amount of content, put it in like a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Not literally like a mixtape, but like you have
Right.
12 pieces. You know what I mean? And go on a tour. You know what I'm saying? Go to these podcasts and radio stations. You know what I mean? And kick it just like they do it. Same thing, because that's what they do when they drop albums. You see them on the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Power One over this, Power One over that. You know what I mean? They just on everybody's channel promoting their mixtape. And I think that's gonna be like the new wave. Like that's how artists can come up, I think. And
I
then also
agree.
people wanna see you a lot more too. Like these interviews, I gotta start doing more interviews.
Right.
You know, getting people to see who you are instead of just posting the work. Like people want to see you. People want to, see what you like and stuff like that. So it's not just about the artist. I say about 80% the artist. You know what I mean? I think 80%, 20% of the work, because anybody can do the work. In my opinion, I can teach somebody how to do the painting that you see in my background.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It'll take some time, but I can show you how to do it. So anybody can learn it. But like, who are you as a person, and what type of work are you creating? Who are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be like the artist for the people, my people. You know what I'm saying? Black American people.
Right.
I want to create things that we like or what needs to be said. Because we don't have that. And actually, you know what? Another thing I'm doing on my YouTube channel is I'm exposing the pedophilia and child exploitation and pornography in the
Wow.
Sistine Chapel painting that
Mm.
Wow.
Michelangelo did. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
got part one on my page. I got part one. I'm gonna be dropping part two. Check out the Sistine Chapel and just look at it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Just look at it. And it's a lot of stuff that people just didn't really pay attention to just because it's the Catholic Church. Nobody would expect anything from the Catholic Church, especially back then. Well, actually, people did back then, but they don't talk about it. People did say a lot of things about the painting that Michelangelo did in the Sistine Chapel. They said a lot of people were
Hmm.
saying that it was pornography.
Mhm.
A lot of the locals were like, "This is pornography and it shouldn't be there," but they don't talk about that. and the Sistine Chapel is actually on tour around the country right now. I'm gonna check it out. I want to check it out live.
Okay.
It's going around. Yeah, check out the one. What's that? Man meets God.
Mhm.
Man meets God. The one right there that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check it out, man. All those are children, and if you
Hmm.
check out all the other pictures, they all children that are naked. None
Right.
of them have clothes on,
Right.
and it's like, why are all the children naked, and then the man over there naked, but God has clothes on?
Right. Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff in it. I can't say too much right now because I want to put it in the video.
Right.
But those Catholic, and we already know what's going on nowadays with the Catholic
Right.
priests and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? They was doing some stuff back then.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They actually had rooms in the 16th chapel underground for the priests to stay in. So what were they doing in those rooms? You know what I mean? I be
Right.
thinking about something. Like, what was you doing in those rooms, and why are those kids naked on the walls in a church? You know
Right.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. Stay tuned for that.
Now, I have this gentleman right here. uh, I'm laughing because I did another show and he came up in that next show as well. Um, Kevin
He's the
Samuels.
talk of everybody.
So,
Yeah, he's funny.
so for those who don't know, that is Kevin Samuels. What made you do this piece?
The reason why I did this piece because Kevin Samuels is changing the narrative. He's changing the narrative, and he's giving men a voice. You know what I mean? Because we never really had a voice like that. You know what I mean? And I think he's saying a lot of things that a lot of us didn't know or wasn't taught as kids or growing up to be husbands or wives and stuff like that. So you can't fault people for what they don't know, but
Right.
a lot of people are coming upon this new information and they like some people get offended, you know what I mean? But you gotta have a open mind to like receive the new information. It's not really new information, but it's just stuff that we wasn't taught. A lot of people wasn't taught. And like I said, he's changing the narrative. Women had a good run. Y'all had a good run for years. You know what I'm saying? It's like our time. It's like, yo, he's leading. He's leading the way. I was like, yo, bruh, cool. He's cool with me. He's cool with me. Bruh, cool.
Yeah, no, you did a great job, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. How long did something like that? Does something like this take you to do?
Probably like 2 days. Probably about two
Okay.
days. I mean, if I just stay in one spot and do it, it might take about 10 hours.
Okay.
Has he
Wow.
seen it?
Nah, he haven't seen it. He haven't seen it that
Okay,
I
I'm
know
Hmm.
sure
of.
he appreciate it.
That I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But usually when
Charlotte.
I do work like that, like
Uh-huh.
I tell artists like I know this artist in Atlanta, and she was trying to get some ideas on how to like get exposure, and I was telling her like do paintings of entertainers that are hot at the time at the moment. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are gonna click on it, they're gonna like it, or they might
Right.
have a conversation about it
Good idea.
because they're the topic right now. You know what I mean? And then if it's good enough, the person might reach out and
Hmm.
they might want to purchase it, or they just might comment, and then other people see that they commented on you. They're like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? I want one too. Like I've got work just from posting that painting. Like just from posting that painting, like people will DM me, and I got sales just from posting that one painting because people are invested in his information. You know what I mean? So they want to invest in me. So okay,
Mhm. Talk about this right
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
yeah, that's the body paint. That's the body paint. That's a full body paint. That's just something I did, an idea I came up with, a little practice.
And who's the model?
The model is a friend of mine here in Charlotte. I don't know if she want to give me her name. Give her name.
Oh, my bad.
But shout out. I mean, she probably get now. Her name Millie. Millie.
Uh,
I think she tagged herself on Facebook, so I think she good.
that's very, very
Oh, yeah.
great work. Very great work.
Right.
Yeah. She, I'm sure she has to be proud of that. And we'll take a look at some other your body work.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Wow.
I did that one at uh an event in Gastonia. It was like a poetry body paint night,
Hmm.
and I painted two models. I think I painted two models that night. That
And
was
were
a
you
good.
just painting while poetry was being recited or read
Yeah, while
as
the
the night
event was
went on?
going on, yeah,
Hmm.
while the event was going on, I was painting.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful
That's the
work.
original color.
That's
That's
cool.
the original color of the that body paint. It's the yellow
Oh,
white.
okay. Yeah, it's
Wow.
beautiful. Love it. Let's see what
I
we.
like that. What's the piece behind you? What do you call that? What's the name?
That's a king tut.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a king tut. I did that one. Let's say about 5 years ago.
Mhm.
5 years ago. One of my collectors here in Charlotte. She's a real good friend of mine. She has her whole apartment is filled up with my work. She probably got about 10 or 12
Really?
pieces.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like that one.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. I love the colors.
Yeah, I actually did that one in my crib.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I
really?
did. Yeah, I just painted the backdrop.
Mhm.
Yeah, I painted my own backdrop and just camouflage the inside of it.
So do
Wow.
you paint the background first and then the model?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, that's good.
Oh,
It's easy. It's easy. If you're an artist, you can do it.
I like it.
You can do it.
yeah,
Wow.
very beautiful.
What's your favorite piece that you've ever painted, if you have one?
I don't think I have any favorites.
Hmm.
I don't have any
Those
favorites.
are like his kids, man.
No, yeah, I don't really have no favorites. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't have no favorites.
It's cute.
This is, I guess,
Uh,
that's
like this one.
Ah, yeah, I like that one. That was
Walter White.
good.
Walter White.
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
that
I'm the
was
one who
good.
knocks. I love that. I love that. That's so gangster. It's like I'm the one that knocks.
Yeah, I
He's
like
like the
that
new
one.
Scarface. You know, he's like the new Scarface.
Yeah, his wife was
Miss
like,
Chocolate.
what? Somebody might be knocking on our door." He's like, "No, I'm the one who knocks. You don't have to worry. You're with that dude." I love that. Is one of the
That's
gangsterest
funny.
lines.
Yeah.
He's like, "Say my name."
But you wouldn't expect him to be like that at first. He didn't seem like he would be like that.
What was it? Heisenberg? Heisenberg? What's his name?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Say my name."
That's funny.
I love it. That was a great show. Second greatest drama of all time after The Wire. So,
Oh yeah, the wire.
oh, I love this. This is
Oh wow,
that's dope,
that's
man.
so cool.
Yeah, that was like a gold tribal body paint photo shoot
Hmm.
for a
Wow.
friend of
Wow.
mine. At least, at least she lives in Gastonia.
Hmm.
She lives in Gastonia. She's really cool.
Wow, that's cool.
Beautiful work, man. Just tremendous. You are a fantastic. Oh man, check this out.
Oh
Same model, same model, same model.
wow,
And then like,
I like it. Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
Wow,
great work, man.
that's so cool.
Terrific. Uh, but, I'm trying to see them before I put them on screen. That's
Just in case.
why I keep going away. Yeah,
Just in case.
yeah. No, gorgeous. I love that.
Yeah, I love that photo shoot. That was a nice photo shoot.
Man.
Mhm.
Oh man. Um. Okay. So let's talk about the art scene in Charlotte. I I haven't had the pleasure being in North Carolina yet, but tell me what's the black arts community like in Charlotte?
Uh, I
Uh
don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? I don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? If I don't have nothing good to say,
Mm,
oh wow.
you know what I mean?
that's-
For real. I'm just be honest. I don't really have anything good to say. It's some. It's like one or two or three black
mm,
artists that are like cool that I know, but the whole art scene is. It's like we got to get out of the whole crab in the bucket type thing. You
Mm,
know what I mean? We gotta
mhm.
learn. We gotta learn how to work together. Stop building
Yes.
these little pockets and these little cliques. You know what I mean? Like we gotta stop doing it. We gotta work together. You know what I mean? Work
Right.
with the people in your area. You know, if you see great artists in your area and you know of them, reach out. You know what I'm saying? If there's opportunities or you have a way of getting exposure, reach out to those
Mhm.
artists. But that's not like that. It's not like that here in Charlotte. A lot of people tell me to go to Atlanta. You know what I mean? A lot of people like, go to Atlanta. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay in Charlotte. I was born and raised here. It's from
Right.
Charlotte. You know what I mean? I decided to like build my own brand. You know what I mean? Charlotte Arts. You know what I mean? So it's like you just got to get out the mud, do it solo, and wait till people gravitate towards you. I guess because I guess the art scene. And I'm not like on no hippie. I'm not a hippie artist. You know what I mean? A lot of artists are kind of hippie-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pro black. You know what I mean?
right,
I'm
right.
I, I like
Right.
I like order. I just don't like colors and paint on the walls just to say that we
Mm,
did art in this area. Like if I put something up or I work on something, it's gonna mean something. You know what I mean? Like when people see it, they're gonna be proud of seeing it. You know what I mean? I just don't appreciate the uh what should I say? The unthoughtfulness that goes into the artwork here in Charlotte. You know what I mean? It's not nobody actually think about, what I mean, the people around them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black people here and the black art scene is I don't know. It's like I said, I decided, you know what, I'm going online. You know what I mean? You don't have to come
uh-huh.
up in your city. I'm gonna represent my city and where I'm from. But nowadays everything is virtual. A lot of people don't
Right.
want to virtual. And my reach, to be honest, my reach is more broad uh, on social media and the internet world than it is in my own city.
Mm.
So I was like, you know what? Let's just stick to what's good, what's working. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I know more people in the that do art and creators in different cities and states in this country than I do
Mhm.
in my own city.
Mm. Wow.
Like,
Have you gone to other places outside of North Carolina to show your art or um, to put yourself
no,
out there?
no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Okay.
That was the
So,
plan. That was the plan before COVID. But
mm,
like I
okay.
say, the whole COVID thing, it made me rethink. Like, you don't really have to travel as much as we used to. Like, we can do what we're doing right now,
Right.
virtual. Everything can be virtual, or creating your own content, your own videos. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was saying. Like the body paint videos that I'm gonna create, like thousands. I can reach thousands of people. You know what I mean? Around the world instead of trying to reach the smaller amount of people in my own city. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That's just what that's what I'm leaning towards nowadays. I'm trying to reach the world, not just people in my city no more. But I'm representing my city, but I'm trying to reach the world. I'm not gonna
I love
limit myself.
I
that's a
love
nice
this.
picture. I like
I love this.
that.
A WAP. I like that. I
Well,
like
I
that.
I
I
like
got
what
mean,
you did with that.
That's
Whipping
dope.
in
That's
acrylic
a
paint.
nice picture.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Do you only use acrylic?
Yes. Only the only reason I use acrylic is because I paint on wood panels now.
Okay.
If you check that the Kevin Samuels painting that he just posted up,
Hmm.
it was on a wood panel.
Okay.
And I feel like the blending is a lot easier when you paint on
Okay.
wood than
Hmm.
you actually do on canvas paper. And painting on wood, whether it's acrylic or oil, is gonna look the same. It's gonna
Okay.
feel the same because uh, oil paints it will soak into the wood. The paint
Hmm.
soaks into the wood. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard to like have it layered on top of the wood. So when I'm using oil paint, it soaks into the wood and looks just like acrylic paint. So I just use acrylic when I'm
Mm.
painting on wood. If somebody asks for
Oh,
oil paint, I can do it.
Mm. I love it. I love this one. Yes,
wow, that's cute.
I like it.
Appreciate it.
Oh.
I actually started out using oil paints on canvases.
Hmm.
One day I just um, one day I just decided I wanted to paint, so I went to Michael's, got some oil paints, a little small tube, probably like $6 for a little small tube of oil paint.
Yeah.
And I probably got like 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? I got some canvases, and I was started painting, and I posted it, and somebody liked it. They wanted one, and it just started from there. I think this one lady in Atlanta, she bought my first painting. She posted
What's
it. Somebody else in Virginia wanted one.
hmm
Like a domino
wow.
effect. I was like, shoot, I can't
Wow.
pay doing it. You know what I mean? So I just kept doing it, just off portraits.
I
Some
loved
portraits.
it. I love this piece. This would be a great album
Yeah.
cover.
You know where
Yeah.
that comes from?
I can see this as an album cover. This is
You know
dope.
where that comes from?
What?
That comes from that movie, Children of the Corn. That was
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
okay.
remember Children of the Corn in the beginning of the movie. They had that. I guess they had killed the cop and they hung him on the cross.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Okay.
that's right. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, go back in the movie and see. They had a cop hanging on the cross. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Wow.
saying. Like they can put out stuff like that, but when I do it, a black man do it.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a problem. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Terminator can kill 1,000 cops in a movie, but I can't paint one. You know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's wild.
That's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah. What's
Right.
the most challenging for you as an artist?
The most challenging, I would say, the business side is the most challenging.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The business side is the most challenging. Like, and now it's getting to a whole different
That
level
looks
of
good.
getting to a lot of people talking about the NFT talks. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Putting the artwork as the non-fungible tokens. So now we got to learn that. Now we got to
Right.
learn that aspect of it. Putting everything online and virtual. You know, those shows we don't really have to have um, actual exhibits. You can do everything online.
Hmm.
Invite people, sell tickets online. That's why I'm leaning toward like everything is online, virtual. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, like, I can reach. We all can reach thousands or millions of people outside of our city. You know, we always talk. We always hear about the rappers. You hear about the rappers talking about we got to get out the city to get more exposure.
Right.
Yeah, you get online, you can reach thousands of people from all different type of places. You know what I mean? You never know who they know. And most of my
Right.
collectors are from people in different states. Like I think I got over 200, 250 collectors in about 30, 35 different states. So it's like,
Wow. I see you have a lot of basketball stuff. Are you a Hornets fan?
no, I'm not a Hornets fan. I was
what
uh, I'm not a Hornets fan.
what team you like?
Uh, you know, I used to watch sports, but I'm not really into sports no more. I used to play sports, watch sports.
Hmm.
Like if it's not
Oh,
about
it's
art,
nice.
if it's not about art or anything creative, I'm just not interested into it no
Okay.
more.
You mean you don't like LaMelo Ball?
I watch the highlights. I'll be watching the highlights tomorrow.
LaMelo
Weekend,
Ball
so
be
I
balling.
will watch the highlights. So I've heard about him, and I was like, you know what? Let me check some highlights. I was like, yeah, he can ball. He can
Mhm.
ball. But I just can't sit and watch a game, like a whole game.
Mhm.
Nah, I feel
I
you.
just feel like I'm wasting time. I can be doing something else. Not,
Mhm.
not that
Okay.
nobody else, but I just can't watch sports like this.
Right.
Yeah, nah, I'm a big sports.
I used to be, man. I used to be. I used to like the Boston Celtics.
Oh
Paul
no,
Pierce, Paul
no.
Don't
Pierce, and
tell him
John
that.
Vogel.
You know I'm from Los Angeles.
That was in Kobe. I used to like Kobe too. I grew up on Kobe.
Okay, that all right.
Is
Shout
that
out
okay?
Kobe. Oh yeah, man. Kobe was gold.
Yeah.
We grew up on Kobe.
Kobe was the
He he,
truth.
he was supposed to be in Charlotte.
I know. And then we gave you guys
Mm,
Vladdy.
you stole
Talk
it.
about a
Yeah,
great trade for us.
he wasn't gonna stay here.
That was highway robbery. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Kobe was too high profile to be in Charlotte back then. Charlotte wasn't hitting on nothing back then.
yeah.
He didn't have enough money then.
So, man, like I said, I mean, I'm a big fan of your work. I actually need to get some of your work in my collection. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Me
so
too.
I'm gonna be moving soon, so that'd be a good gift to myself.
Hey,
Uh,
let me know
get
what you
some,
want, man.
get some
Cause
original
mostly
work.
like, yeah,
Hmm.
let me know what you want. Cause like mostly I've been doing like portraits, commission.
Hmm.
Like that's what like keep me going. Like
Mm.
I'm booked with like portraits and commission.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
got Yoda up there.
Yeah, I think I did that. When did I do that? They got a date on there?
This is 2000. I think it says
15?
15.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like 15. Wow. That's cool.
brother Yoda telling the Jedi. Telling the Jedi's to stay celibate while he's going to making baby Yodas around the galaxy. He's like, y'all stay celibate. He didn't say
It's
me.
not him.
Oh man.
So a
No,
lot of your paintings that have, I guess, the portraits or the ones that have people in them, you have a lot that have like the sky in the background with birds. Is there significance to that, or that's just what you feel?
that's like my signature. I
Okay.
put the Carolina blue skies with the birds and the clouds. Uh, I'm gonna save the meaning behind that for later on. I don't wanna, and I've been holding it for years too. But I'm gonna
it's
save
so
that. I'm gonna
funny
save
that
that.
she said that, and I just was pulling this piece up. So you would think we had planned it that way,
High
but
five.
It's a meaning behind those birds and them clouds. So
Okay.
I'll save that for later.
huge fan of
I might
Prince.
put it in my book. If I write a book, I'll put it in the book.
You should.
Yes, huge fan. I'm sure this one sold, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's saved.
Yeah,
That
I
I
one's
knew
like
saved.
that.
that one. It's nice.
I knew that one. Oh, yeah, this is good too.
You know what? This guy I was posting at that time I was posting my paintings everywhere. eBay,
Mhm.
Craigslist, Facebook, Instagram, offer up. And this guy, this young dude, this young little dope boy, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up. He hit me up on offer up and he wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Oh,
know he was a little dope boy when I on offer up, but when I met him, I was I can tell, because you know what I'm saying? I can tell a dope boy when I see one. He probably want to
right.
put some money in his shit. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check your stuff out and
yeah.
get some of your work.
Love it, man. So what's we kind of talked about some of the things that you're doing going forward. Are there anything else that we haven't got to about your future?
Um, like I said, I got a YouTube channel. I'm be posting more content with the body paint videos. That's
Oh,
coming.
wow.
Um, like with the you see, I got the green screen, so I'm gonna be incorporating the green screen.
Nice.
Mhm.
Um, I got like a little. I can say it right now because I'm gonna drop the content real soon, but I'm basically gonna be doing like some Bob Ross type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be painting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Different backgrounds, switching the background up. I'm gonna be doing different paintings on that. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to drop all the content though. It's gonna be cool. But I'm trying to be like the
Wow.
new Bob Ross, the Black Bob Ross. You know?
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, I grew up on Bob Ross.
Yeah.
I grew up on Bob Ross for real.
Yeah.
That's like the first. That's like the first artist I probably actually ever seen, like for
Oh
real,
wow.
Mhm.
on real in real life. And he was white. Of course, he was white. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? There wasn't
Yeah.
no black. There wasn't no black artists. Ain't no black artists in the books. You know what I
And
mean?
not on TV like he was.
Or TV.
All
Or
right.
TV. So
Wow.
Yeah, man. So okay, so if somebody wants to get their hands on your work, how can they do that?
you hit me up on Instagram at Paintings by Pater, Facebook at Paintings by Pater, Twitter at Paintings by Pater, or you can
Hmm.
YouTube at Paintings with Pater, or email me at PEDAP period 8484 at gmail.com.
All right.
So all the social medias are Paintings by Pater. So
Okay.
All right. All right. And are you going to be showing anywhere locally anytime soon? I know COVID makes it hard, but
no, like I say, I'm doing everything virtual.
virtually, okay.
That
That's
way,
cool.
a lot of people like you guys, you're not in the city. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
meet a lot of people all around on social media who's not in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like I figure my exposure is outside of my city, so I need to cater to the people who are outside
Right.
of my city. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I feel you. I definitely feel you.
I'll be repping though. I'm definitely repping Charlotte though.
Uh, all right. So Renee, how can people get you on
Yes.
social media?
Instagram, RDC Art by Design. By Design. Facebook, same thing. RDC Art by Design. My website, rdcartbydesign.etsy.com. For now, until I have my own website. But for all my art stuff, and then writing or editing, my pencil writes. MYP and SYL writes. That's me.
All right. Oh, just because we talked about it. Yeah,
You pulled that one up.
Uh,
Yeah. I didn't even remember that part, but now that you showed it, I'm like, oh yeah.
that's pretty good. That's a deep cut
Wow.
right there, dude. Uh,
Wow.
that
watch
is a
that
deep.
movie again. Watch that movie
Yeah.
again.
That is a
Wow.
deep cut, man. Wow. Yeah. All right. You can get me at you can get me at Kinte F on Twitter, Kinte Ferguson on Instagram. Of course, the website is indyradio.org. That's INDY radio.org. On Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Join us for Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus show. We're not gonna have a show this week, but we will be back the following week with more shows. And we will be back hopefully we'll be back next Sunday, if not the following Sunday, with another episode of Art Beat. This is our sixth season premiere, first with the co-host Renee, and it should be a great season. And I wanted to kick it off right by having Cepeda here. So thank you once again, Cepeda, for coming on the program. And you
Thank
guys,
you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
and everybody have a great rest of your week. Ken, whatever left you guys have. All right, peace.